Have you got a bit of a sweet tooth? Have you ever heard of a brookie?
Yum, 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 yum.
In this episode, you're going to find out exactly what a brookie is. My next guest, Hayley from Hayley's Home Baking, has found the secret ingredients for a successful business. She started over a year and a half ago, before the pandemic. Her products sell within 1 minute. On a Sunday, she puts them up at 10 o'clock, and at 10:01, she's out of stock. Let's find out the secret to her success. Really excited to speak to you because you've got an interesting story, which I really want to hear since basically with the whole COVID thing going on, that you had started a business. So yeah, we'll dive straight in and tell me a story.
Yeah, so basically I've had a huge love of baking for as long as I can remember. Even when, before I did my business, I would generally bake maybe at least twice a week, just to relax, just for fun. And obviously that means that we're left with a lot of cake. So it got to the point that Dale, my husband, said to me, you need to look into selling this, doing something with it, because we can't be left with all this cake all the time. So I've always kind of had in my head, it would be lovely to maybe have a cafe one day or something like that. But yeah, just thought, well, I'll try and see. Instagram is a good kind of marketplace for a lot of these sort of things, so I'll see how it goes. So I started, I think it was August. So it's been like a year and a half, and then in kind of January I changed it up a little bit and found something that was a little bit different and thought I can stick to that, and found a kind of a little niche market, because baking and selling it online, it's such a saturated marketplace, so you need to kind of find something that's going to make you stand out because there's so many companies out there. So yeah, that's what I did in January, so a year ago, and yeah, just been selling it online, selling it on Instagram, and I absolutely love it. It's been brilliant.
So what did you do to stand out from the crowd? Like, what was different? Because you're saying it was a saturated market.
Yeah, so a lot of people who do baking and sell it online, they do a huge range of products, and you can get cookies, brownies, blondies, rocky roads, everything under the sun. There was one product though that I had seen that I really liked, which was brookies. So here it's not a huge thing. In America, they seem to be a bigger thing, but basically it's a cookie on the bottom, then a filling, and then a brownie on the top. I had seen quite a few people do them with Oreos. That seems to kind of be the original type of thing, and I tried them, made them, really enjoyed them, but I thought surely they can be upped a little bit. We can up the game here, change it up, do something different. So I thought I'm going to stick quite closely to the brookies, to one kind of product, and just really play with it, change it up flavors wise, and do flavors that I had never seen anybody else do, and that still nobody really does. So I think that really helped people then know exactly what they're getting with me. They know when they come and buy from me, 90% of the time now it's to get the brookies, because they can't get them other places, they can't get the flavors I do elsewhere, things like that. So yeah, I think that really helped me to then stand out from the hundreds of other baking companies that there are online already.
Yeah. So you're kind of, so what you're saying there is your niche was to experiment really and to try. So have you found one particular product that sells more than the others?
Yeah. So since kind of the beginning, I now do a few other products as well, but it's always, the brookies are always in there as well. But brookie flavour wise, I do a cream egg one, obviously at certain times of the year, and that is always, people go mental for that one. So literally the cream eggs came out, I think, at the end of December, and I've been doing them since. Like, I can't wait until closer to Easter because people want them now. So I've been doing cream eggs since December. So yeah, I think that's definitely one of the most popular ones.
That's awesome. And so at what point were you like super proud? Like you were like, right, wow, this has taken off. This is awesome. What's a proud moment that you had in your business?
Yeah, I was trying to think about this one. It's hard. There's a couple of things. I think one of the first, I'm trying to remember now when it was. It was probably maybe last February, so about a year ago, and it'd been kind of steadily, as you start off, it's slow, obviously, but it was maybe like 10 orders a week or whatever. And then I had a thought to do a kind of a build your own box and let people choose their flavors and that sort of thing. And I remember putting them up online, and I was watching as some orders came in, and it just went mental, and I had to take everything down in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And at that point, I was thinking, that's crazy. Like, so many people just went on to get what I've made. It's amazing. And I still get that feeling every week when people want to buy from me. I just think it's such a lovely feeling. But as well, for us this year, because of COVID and because of work situations and things, now I think one of my proudest things is to be able to support both Dale and I. So his other work that he was doing, that was our main source of income, completely went to nothing.
Right.
So I kind of had to up the game, and it's meant that he now doesn't need to go back to that, and he's just going to help me now. So that definitely is a proud moment to be able to support us both on something that I just love doing.
That's so good. And I'd mentioned COVID before. Is there anything that you'd like to share about that in regards to what, has it actually helped your business? Because there is a lot, I would imagine, because everyone's at home.
Yeah.
So had you noticed, a lot of orders coming in and just people going nuts for it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it was the right time.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad that I had started before all of this, so that I know, I kind of had my feet on the ground with that a little bit. But yeah, it definitely skyrocketed it. I remember we were actually on holiday when the first lockdown happened. And so we came, I think I was off. Obviously, I wasn't taking orders that week. And then I think I took the next week off just to try and work out, right, what are we doing? What's happening with this whole lockdown thing? And I remember thinking, I've taken my foot off the gas here. What if this all just grinds to a halt now? And, people have forgotten about me in that couple of weeks. And I remember restocking the next time, and it just went mental, and it has done since. And as you say, yeah, people are at home, they're on their phones, they want a wee pick me up, they're wanting to maybe treat family and friends that live however many miles away, then they can send a present to them. So yeah, it definitely has hugely helped. But then the kind of flip side of that is, for me, I'm really trying not to get a false sense of security with the way that things are at the minute, because people are on their phones, because they're wanting to spend that money, because they're not going out or whatever. Then I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself, thinking, what if, as it goes back to normal, whatever that's going to be, if it slows, I need to be okay with that and kind of ready to see how it goes after.
Do you still work? Do you have another job? Yeah, you do. Okay.
I do. So I've had that. It's the same job that I've had. It's probably about 10 years now, and it's part-time, and I work from home doing that anyway. So it's perfect with how it kind of works in with what I'm doing, especially as you're starting something new. To have a part-time job on the side that has been a constant is been good. But yeah, it's starting to kind of leveling out, where you're thinking, right, what am I going to do here? Am I going to chuck that one and go with the bacon, or keep them both? But it's busy, obviously, doing both, and trying to keep on top of both things is tough.
So you mentioned Instagram before. Is that your biggest source? Like, that's, for your home baking, that's where you get most of your clients and customers?
Yeah, definitely. I had set up a Facebook page as well, but to be honest, I kind of had half ignored that, and I'd just been on Instagram. But it does seem to kind of be coming from both. But yeah, social media is basically the only place. I have stalked a couple of cafes nearby, but yeah, I'm glad that I don't fully rely on that, especially in the way that we are at the minute.
True.
I'm glad that I have a totally separate, solid client base that's from social media, that yeah, majority of my customers come from that.
And so, I mean, I just want to say as well that my wife and I, we've tried your brookies and they are delicious. uh, oh, no, absolutely. Really, really nice. Also, what's the future for this? You were saying before, like you're sort of trying to juggle both. You've got your part-time job and then you've obviously got this. What would Hayley's Home Baking like to do? Where would you like to open your own cafe, or would you like to keep doing what you're doing? Or
yeah, it's a difficult one for me. Ultimately, I think in the next year or so, I would love if I could stop my other part-time job and just focus on the baking. With regard to a few people have asked me about maybe like setting up a unit or, you know, a bigger industrial kitchen or something so I can do more. For me, it's a difficult balance because the reason I always had a part-time job in the past was to have a kind of work-life balance. And, you know, I'm a crazy dog lady. I love my dogs. I love being able to spend time with Dale, taking the dogs out and stuff. So for me, if I could leave my other job and just focus on the baking, but keep it simple enough that I can still enjoy that work-life balance, for me, that would be the best option. If further down the line there can be a possibility of expanding a little bit further, brilliant. But yeah, at the minute, for me, it would be to leave my other job, focus on this, and get a wee bit of that balance a bit better again, to be able to enjoy a bit more free time as well as doing what I love.
Yeah. Where so do you have any like motivation or any drive, or is any podcast that you listen to or anything that has motivated you or helps with your business at all?
Podcast wise and things, no. I'm, to be honest, I just watch rubbish TV while I bake all day every day. But my dad's owned his own company and had done since as long as I can remember, and my mum done the same as well. And so they've always both had good business heads and just good at kind of being entrepreneurs and pushing forward and working hard at kind of building that for yourself. And so I definitely look to them. My dad he loves a business book and a business podcast, so he's definitely the source of anything like that. But I think just seeing them working hard and getting to where they've got with what they wanted to do then is definitely a good motivation for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And is there a moment within your business that you felt it might fail, or it might, I mean, you obviously had your backup, which is your part-time job, but at any point you're like, has it just been go the whole time? Have you had any pit moments, I guess, where you've kind of like, I can't handle this or anything like that?
It has been all go, to be honest. I'm very fortunate in the fact that it has just carried on. But I know people laugh when I tell them this, but I do every single week when I go to restock. I feel nervous about it, and I think, what if people don't want it? And I know it's silly because it sells so fast and it's doing so well, and that's great. But I think there's I don't know if it's maybe just because I've always had a part-time job and just kind of been employed, then move into a self-employed type feel, it's quite nerve-wracking. But thankfully, it's just going and going, which is brilliant. But I do get nervous every week just thinking about it. And it's every time I took a week off. I think it was the end of December, start of January, I took a few weeks off, and I think it was the night before, like that I was finishing up, I couldn't sleep and my mind is just going 100 miles an hour thinking, what if I stop and then it slows? And so I think I just need to get used to the feeling of working for myself and it kind of resting on me a little bit for money, bills, whatever. But there isn't really a reason for me to feel like that. I think I just need to get used to it.
Within regards to your website, so that's where I can place an order?
Yeah.
Okay. And so have you had any issues with that? Did you build the website yourself, or did you get someone to do it for you? Or
so that's actually something that I've been looking at recently. So it's just I use Big Cartel as a kind of holder, and I used it because it's relatively cheap for what I'm using it for, and it's very easy to build your own website. So it was just like a kind of template thing that you shoved in whatever you wanted, your products, your pictures, and all that sort of stuff. But recently there's been a couple of things, because of the nature of how I restock and how quickly it then becomes out of stock. Things like people are asking, can they make an account for the website to save details and all that? And Big Cartel doesn't allow you to do things like that. It also doesn't hold anything in your basket. So if you were to go on to my website and put something in your basket, if by the time you've put in all your card details, someone else was quicker, it goes to them. That, to be honest, seems, when you look into it, actually seems like a thing that a lot of websites have. But yeah, I think just because of the nature of how quickly people are trying to use the website, I need to maybe look into something that's going to be a little bit more user friendly. But as always, it's just finding the time to actually sit down, have a look at it, and see what I can do about it.
Does Big Cartel have like a CRM built in, so that you can have like an email list and you can send out things like that? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. It does. It does store all my orders, and like it's got a really good dashboard and things, which I use a lot, which is super helpful to see, my visitors and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't think it has really good in-depth kind of features like that. It seems to be, it's brilliant and it's totally served me well, but I think I just may possibly need something that's going to be a bit more user friendly and give me a few more features to be able to help the customer as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can I buy your products? How do I go about it?
So I restock the website every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So through the week, I'll put on Instagram what flavours will be available that week and kind of give you a sneak peek. And I sometimes put out votes to see, what flavours people want, things like that. I'll then choose a menu, and then normally it's kind of Thursday or Friday, I'll put up all the choices. And then on a Sunday morning at 10, it goes live. So the last few weeks, we've had it sold out at 10:01, so you need to be speedy, which is silly. But so yeah, you need to be. That is the only thing, I suppose. If I was able to expand a little bit to be able to cater for, kind of, I suppose, pleasing more people, I struggle with not. Every Sunday morning I end up with about 30, 40 Instagram messages of people that haven't got it, missed out, whatever, and I feel awful, and then I'm baking about 17 hours on the Monday trying to get as much as I possibly can done. So yeah, I think that would be a good thing if I could cater to even more people. But yeah, Sunday mornings, if you want to get your heart racing and your palms a wee bit sweaty, then it's a good one.
That's awesome. Look, I really appreciate you speaking to me about your business and going through all of this, and hopefully some of our watchers can get some information about that and the different ways that they can set up their business as well. So yeah, I really, really do appreciate it. I'll put the links below, guys, for Hayley's Home Baking and her handle on Instagram as well, and get on there. And yeah, you got to have those quick hands, it looks like. Thanks so much again for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Thanks, John.
Oh, we're not allowed to wave, are we?
Oh, no waving.
No waving. Okay. Let's wave. Let's just wave.